By the way, I went out to this Russian restaurant here in Los Angeles, and I don't know what it is they served, but I'm pretty sure it's not food. Um, it's we've gone to some. She's always saying how tasty everything is here, and I if I take Natasha out to a really nice restaurant like Mastro's in Beverly Hills, it's about the nicest place I know of. Um, we'll get like a lovely steak, and we'll get some, maybe some like a really good steak, and some shoestring French fried potatoes, real thin, and some cream corn, and some sweet potato squash. And you can look at those, and you can say, "That's a piece of steak. Those are French fried potatoes. That is creamed corn, and over here is the sweet potato hash or whatever they call it." But Russian food is not like that. Um, Russian food comes to you and it keeps coming. Now, this was a Russian Armenian restaurant. This may be more Armenian than Russian, but I have to tell you, we were there just last Friday, and it was like a 10th anniversary for this restaurant, and it's unbelievable. I mean, you walk into this place, and sitting in front of you is just the two of us on a table, and we're sitting on the same side of the table, which is very nice. But we got to be sitting on the same side of the table because we've got to, it's almost like you're two people conning a ship or something, or a pilot and a co-pilot. Somebody's got to help keep track of what's coming. There are like 7 or 8 different plates on the table. They're kind of long oval plates. And then on top of the table is this arch. It's like a silver arch, probably made out of steel. And it's got a shelf here, and I think another shelf maybe, and then a flat shelf on top. Because they're literally now stacking the food 2 or 3 or 4 deep. And it just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. Um, and it tastes different than the food from here. And that's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. Um, it's it tastes a little different. Most of it, you don't have any idea what it is. One thing that came out that looked like a really good chicken katsu turned out to be sliced eel, and I don't like seafood of any kind. And I have to say, some people would say picky eater. I think squeamish is probably a better word. I'm kind of a steak and potato guy. I've sent more chickens to Hades than any man I've ever met. But in any event, that's pretty much it. And I like to know what it is. And all on this, you get this bread with this, scoops of pate or caviar and everything, and everything's just like you got to decode it. There was like a tomato, like it's kind of a salad tomato, and I love tomatoes, and little one about that big, and I cut it in half, and I put the half in my mouth, and then I started chewing, and it was a pickled tomato, and I was able to get half of it down, but this finally, Natasha's laughing her head off, and I'm just chewing this thing like like some kind of leather. And after, I don't know, maybe 60 seconds or so, I decided to abandon that effort. And in any event, we're going out there, and makes her happy, and makes me unbelievably happy to see her speaking Russian. In fact, last time we were there was the first time ever. There'll be many more of these to come, especially in the summer when I go visit Russia. But it was the first time ever where somebody came up to the table rather, a waiter, and asked a question, and I just looked at them uh, like you have to ask my fiance here, and I just love it. It's fun. And they're big-hearted people and big celebrations, and everybody's toasting. There's a Russian tradition that I picked up, and it's I forget the wording, but it's nobody eats before everybody drinks, which means everybody has to have a drink first. So, shot of vodka. I drank together, the two of us probably drank 2/3 of a bottle of Stoli, which is an unbelievable amount of alcohol for me. I mean, I'm 2 margaritas, and I'm just floating away to Margaritaville. But yeah, this was fun. Anyway, so it was a great time. We'll be going out and doing that later, and the less I talk about it, the faster we'll be able to get out there. So we just got one sheet today, 5 questions, but they're all real good.